Hey, Mary.
Hey, Father Fish.
You Marie Van Balgooing. Oh, well. Sarko finally made it. He's been trying to make it for weeks. Good job, Sarko. Maybe. Yes, it is, isn't it? Absolutely. Hey, Mary.
Oh, you know what I did?
What'd you do?
Glasses. My glasses. Oh my goodness, where'd they go? Got to figure out where my glasses went. Sorry, I thought I was ready. Let's see. Oh, I got to find. I can't see, so I'll be right back.
Crazy Mary. Doing okay after the hospital. No, it's left me weak as a kitten. I used my dolly and went out to my car, loaded a case of water, brought it in, dropped it in the kitchen, never picked it up except to put it on the dolly and about wipe myself out. I have no stamina at all. So
Good.
it's gonna take some real effort to get back. I mean, I was working on it, but that 5 days on my back in the hospital left me baked-based. Hello, baked-based. Left me in a severely weakened state. I went to the walk-in clinic this morning about my arm. He said it's an infection, so he put me on antibiotics. So I'm hoping in a day or two that'll begin to clear up.
And it aches too. It makes it hurt, you know. Yeah.
It does hurt.
There's Johan. Welcome.
And Slim. Hello, hello. Oy vey.
Let's see here. Let me see if I can get caught up. My typical Sundays. Always up to something here.
Oh. Yeah, I got real tired of being in the hospital. I was there 5 days. Did not want to be there. Melted butter. Hello, hello, hello to you. Silver Creek Aquatics.
Hey, Silver Creek and melted butter.
Silver Creek was in last night, as was melted butter. They were carrying on.
Y'all had a good long stream, 2 hours, didn't you?
It was 2 hours, and I'll tell you, it was the first time I really felt like I lost control. In 2 years. 500 streams, and I lost control. I had to step in and shut it down.
Oh, you've got me like that too. I've been running my mouth and you've had to say, hey, hello.
Well, you know, I like people to feel free to be involved and, you know, chat away. But sometimes it just needs to be reined in. Speaking of which, EJ is going to be here, I think.
Yeah.
She wanted to talk about her patio pond. So we'll see if she's able to get up here. I haven't talked to her since this morning, so I don't know what's going on in her life. But I know her life is sheer madness.
Oh my gosh. It seems like that's what it is everywhere right now. Pure madness.
Yeah.
There's Mark Sterlson. Hello.
Hello,
Oh my
Mark.
goodness. And there's Mermaid's Chorus, Father Fish.
Jimmy, I won't kick. I've never really kicked anybody off. Actually, I don't think I ever have.
Oh, Jimmy, I love you.
Do you remember, Mary, if I've ever actually kicked anyone off?
Not really. I mean, you've kind of cut things short sometimes.
Right.
Right.
Thank you very much. It was wonderful to have you.
Right. Exactly.
I've done that more than once. Mermaid's Chorus. Oh,
hey, Mermaid's Chorus. I don't know. Sometimes I think I need to be kicked off because, like, I was on Jimmy's stream earlier, and I just was like a total flake. I was trying to remember what I was talking about, and I lost my train of thought. And I remembered what it was. 3G Greg is doing a aquascape or a livescape. He's working on it now, and he said he would be ready when we came up tonight to come see us. So,
right. All right.
You better wear a helmet, Jimmy.
Well, yeah, Starco. You know, there have been 2, maybe 3 trolls.
Oh gosh, yeah.
You know, one of the things that happens when there's a troll is because everybody is on monitor. Everybody jumps on them. I mean, they don't last 5 seconds. And
right.
It's gone. Really. I mean, it's just been amazing. So it doesn't happen.
Yeah, I remember back when you first started, or like not just you, but other people. I remember trolls just coming in and spamming the chat and just doing all kind of stuff, putting ugly, mean stuff up there. And it's got under control now. People aren't really messing with us anymore, so that's good.
Yeah, really.
There's HB.
Hey. So, well, good to see you too, HB.
Absolutely.
I hope to. I absolutely do.
Silver Creek.
Silver Creek likes trolls. Not the explicit ones, but the haters.
Right.
Turns your bone to diamond, huh?
Right.
Yeah,
That's
I got
cool.
a few haters. The thing about the haters is you can never really get through to them. There's no communications. You know, they're locked into, and I've got a couple. I mean, there are a couple of people who think I'm the dumbest person who's ever lived on the face of the earth, which says a whole lot about them, obviously.
Right.
But it makes it impossible to communicate with them. Silver Creek never will get through to them. I know it's true.
Right.
I don't even try.
And there's a lot of people.
I don't try to get in the last word because that's a losing proposition.
Absolutely. Yes. And I mean, that's what a lot of them just live for, is just causing trouble. So it doesn't make any difference.
Crystal, hi there. Nice
hey, Crystal.
To see you, Crystal. Crystal is another one of those dear hearts.
Oh, she is.
Who has been around as long as I have, likely longer. And it's just an absolute blessing.
She is a beautiful lady. Absolutely. Right, Silver Creek. Indeed, the last word isn't always the smartest. Right?
Yeah, you can't do it. I always give my opposition the last word.
And it usually makes them look dumb. You know, it usually makes them, right.
But it makes them feel like they won.
Right.
That's all they're really trying to do.
It's a shame, though, that we have to, like, you know, go through stuff like that. Like, I had one, the Terminator, he even came on your stream one time, and he was, like, calling me out because saying I was this and that, and I was a crackhead, and I don't know what all it was, but it was crazy. And, you know, I've shared my story of addiction, and, you know, I've already told that story, whoever it was, and you're not making any sense right now. Everybody already knows that stuff. So,
right.
Oh, we love you, Crystal. And Glitch. Hey, Glitch Aquatics.
Oh, Glitch is here. Hi, Glitch. Silver Creek, the last word is nowhere smallest. Amen to that.
Right. Silver Creek. Yeah, Silver Creek's got a lot of words of wisdom here.
Yeah, it's going on. And fan of the walk-away method. Moving right along. Fanatical.
Hey, Fanaticals. Oh, and there's Kenneth B.
Things happen to this summer. Yeah, and it's going into the fall. I mean, I think we're reaching a point where we're going to become desperate to turn things around. My arm is the same as it was, but it's not worse. It's stiff and sore. I'm taking antibiotics every 5 hours. I've had 2 doses so far. So I'm hoping by tomorrow, with 2 or 3 more doses, it'll start, the swelling will start going down.
Did you try putting, I'm sorry, I was going to say, did you try putting the hot compresses on it?
Well, my brother brought over a heating pad.
Yeah.
So I got this I can use. It's a little bit of an effort to use it.
Right.
I can't move around much with it, so I'm not going to try to do it.
Puts you on a leash.
I know. What in the world?
Oh, my goodness.
Buttonhole, but I don't think there's any way.
Hope everybody hit the like. So glad you're all here. Oh, there's Samuel. Samuel's here, Father Fish.
Hi, Samuel. Nice to see you. When are you moving, Samuel?
I'm
Just look.
hoping that you think Samuel, have you got moved? I mean, he was going through it when we had him up on the stream that one time.
Yeah,
Hopefully he's getting there. Said just got finished cleaning the big filter and still doing 2 water changes. It's a never ending thing, isn't it, Samuel? Fish keeping. Oh yeah. Silver Creek has a good one. Says, hey, or hey, that's a perfect example of how duct tape fixes everything. Duct tape it on your arm, but not
that
really.
ain't a
Please
bad
don't.
idea. I had, there's a snap in here, and I think I lost it. I think I just heard it
Uh-oh.
on the floor. I thought it was in the bag. This is making me crazy.
Oh no.
Oh, there it is. It's on the
So
floor.
has your brother and your family just come by and checked on you and stuff and made sure everything's going okay?
Well, yeah, he dropped off the heating pad earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Melted Butter says the internet says that flagfish and white cloud minnows will be fine in 65-degree water. Do you think it is possible to have them survive, I guess, in that low of a temperature?
They will
Father
be
fish.
fine. They will be fine in 45-degree water.
Okay.
Yeah, they're a North American native. They're used to living in water virtually down to freezing. I've never tried to keep them that cold, but they can take it pretty cold. So, it's
NY, NYC's just come in and says, glad to see you back home, Father Fish. Welcome. Hello.
I should have left this thing on the floor. I'm getting all tangled up with it. And
You
it
just
can't
got to
be,
do it.
and
You got to do what you got to do to get that arm feeling better, though.
too stupid.
Let's see. Silver Creek says, and they can handle hotter than what the internet says too, though it's not recommended.
Well, yeah. Now the mountain minnow really can't go much over 80 because they're from water that never gets warm. The flagfish, however, is a native Florida fish, so it can tolerate temperatures into the low 90s. Picked up some pygmy cories. They
Yeah,
are wonderful, aren't they? I love
they
them.
are the cutest, Vince.
Really are. I've never
Um,
spawned them, and they ought to be spawnable. I think the problem with them is that while they do well, they're hard to keep long term. And I think the reason is they take softer water and live food. I think you have to have a food with them for them to
yeah.
be optimally healthy. And they don't do well in hard water. Vince Lee.
Vince, yes, and
There are a couple of different species. Somebody sent me a message today about pygmy cories. They got another one that can't. I don't know if I can find that. I can't. Um, I can't remember the species. Theirs has Boris. Oh God, I'll never remember. There are two pygmies, and then there's a third one that's smaller than the two. Habrosis is one.
oh yeah,
I don't know. Anyway, they got the tinier one. Getting hit by a storm. Yeah, it sounds like. Go over some preps before the storm. Not a bad
yeah,
idea. Um, the main thing is to make sure your tanks are not so loaded with fish that they will deplete the oxygen if the electricity goes out. That's the biggest single problem. If you've got 25 big umbunas in a 50-gallon tank, you could be in serious trouble because they will burn the oxygen up in fairly short order. I like not to keep fish that way. If I've got big fish, I'd rather have a few big fish in a big tank than a lot of big fish. Now, I know there are people who do it. Uh, I saw a tank once. It was in Miami. And the guy had, it was a 100-gallon tank. And he had at least 25 fish in there. Every one of them a foot long. And a lot of them really, really prize fish. Just stunningly beautiful, valuable, rare, and uncommon. Mostly South Americans. And I was frankly shocked and told him so, that he was willing to risk those fish, but he had a backup generator. He felt like he could get away with it. I don't personally see the value of doing that. I'm a whole lot more interested in trying to keep species together. Maybe 2 or 3 species that can live together effectively in a big enough tank that they can spawn. And I've had it happen so many times. It really is worth doing. I've had peacock bass spawn in a 200-gallon tank, and they were in with other fish, with 2 other species of Central American fish.
Let's see. I was just going to tell you, ABC came in, and I think I said hey to Holly, the freaky fish lady, and Samuel, and who else was it that came in? I said ABC, Kenny. Oh, Christina, and okay, she was talking about the Corys.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
ABC's here.
Nice to see you.
He just got back from the Clash, so he got to go to the Clash, so that's pretty cool. And yeah. Mark, hey Mark.
Yeah, I really wanted to go to the Clash.
Barely.
It's only a couple of hours, but I was in the hospital. I didn't get out of the hospital until Friday, and I can't walk 10 feet at this point. So There was no way to be able to do it. But I'm looking to get my strength back so I can. So I can do. One of the things I decided to do while I was in the hospital was to get around and start visiting people. There are a lot of really good fish keepers and good YouTubers.
Oh, yes.
Within a 2-hour drive of me in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maryland, like Baltimore, Laurie's in Baltimore.
Yep.
New York, I could get up to New York. Long Island, get over and see monster fish.
Oh, yeah.
I want to start getting out and doing some visiting. I just got new tires and a new battery in my car.
You're ready. Yeah, you're ready to go now.
Really. Verily is in Tampa Bay.
Yes, she is.
Well,
I guess Florida.
I was about an hour south of Tampa Bay, in Venice and Sarasota. I was there for 30 years, and we never had higher than a level 1 hurricane. Just in 30 years, nothing. It's kind of a protected area where the 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 Gulf kind of curves in, and storms go right up past it.
Let's see. I heard. Yeah, I heard. I was like, yeah, I heard that Florida was getting to get hit by storms. Alan Blanchard, Alan Tooth, who used to come help you at the shop all the time, he just ordered him like a backup battery thing and stuff. So I guess they're getting ready to have some serious stuff down there, aren't they?
Sounds like.
Yeah. Johan. Oh, Johan says, please come see me in South Africa. We need to see Father Fish go to South Africa,
Really?
and I need to go with him. I need to be his assistant.
You bet.
Let's see. What did ABC say? Oh, fanatical. Oh,
Yeah,
fanaticals.
what I really want to do is get to London and visit Lee.
Yes.
I think if I can get out of the country at any point, that's what I would do.
Go
That would
across
be
the
my
pond,
goal.
as they say.
Yeah, and then go to France from there, and then go up and maybe see Emre.
Yes.
And
We have
get down
so
to
many amazing people.
it's all over the world.
I mean, like I know when Aquatic Conquest did that little, thing for your introduction and stuff, where it was like, fish keepers from around the world, and it had like the
Yeah,
globe
that's
with the.
right.
I loved that. I
It was.
loved it.
I'd love to find him.
Oh yeah, Verily. Verily says all the newbies in Florida are freaking out buying up all the bottled water. It's just
I'm
like everywhere, they buy all the milk, the bread, and the water. It's gone.
yeah. Fanatical is in North London.
Yes.
Yeah, Lee is south of London. He's in. What is the name of the town?
Where was he at? He was like in not. I was from Portsmouth, Virginia, and he was from something like there was Portsmouth, Virginia, or was
Yeah,
it Portsmouth? Is that okay?
That's right.
Yes. Yeah, Grin. Just as long as Florida doesn't send it my way, I'll just finish getting getting the tree off my roof. Yes, I hope it doesn't come this way either.
This is interesting. Melted butter is asking
Yes,
about the
right
holy
there.
egg. Saltwater plants and fish don't do well in the hard water. Well, it depends what you mean. If you're talking about licorice gouramis, right, they're not going to do well in hard water. But if you're talking about virtually any tetra, the water in the Amazon, the pH ranges from 6.0 to about 7.5 throughout the year, based on the season. During the rainy season, it drops. During the dry months, the pH goes up. So even fish that we think of as saltwater fish are spending half the year living in hard water or relatively hard water. Now, if you're up above 8.0, you may need to think about it. You may need to do a little planning. But frankly, when I had the shop, I had hard water. In fact, my water was my freshwater tanks. My tap off water and fill water was the wastewater from my RO system.
Oh yeah.
So it was doubly hard. It was harder than normal. I mean, it would run 400 plus ppm at times with nitrates that high. I loaded it with plants, had deep substrate in all my tanks, and pH was never a problem. Now, when I wanted to do a saltwater tank, I would set it up that way. I would put a lot of humic material in, usually a lot of wood, and I would use soft wood, not hardwood, like old rotted pine trunks, things that were going to break down and kind of uh, push the water toward the acid. I did not, however, use RO water. I used the same hard tap water, that wastewater from the RO system, and let it drop more or less naturally from the wood. And I was able to keep a lot of saltwater fish in that tank. I had a 200-gallon set up that way. I've got videos of it with a pisto spawning in it. But loaded it. It was a blackwater tank loaded with uh, with tree waste material, leaves, a lot of uh, of humus. Um, just trying to think, my brain's not working real well. Moss, peat moss, a lot of peat moss.
You had a big tree stump in it, didn't you? Like a big.
Yeah, well, that was a pine stump, an old
Yeah.
pine stump that had been pulled out of the water. I think Frank collected that, brought it
Okay.
in, and it deteriorated substantially in that tank. I was also able to keep a lot of Plecostomus in it. I never put discus in or angels, mainly because I wanted small fish in that tank. I really
Yeah.
would have liked to have set up another one.
That was really neat the way you had done that. And like I said, it was such a big tank with all the driftwood and the black water, but he had all kind of little fish in it, and it made it very interesting to watch.
I had
Okay.
what are the long skin? Oh, pencil fish. I had
Well,
pencil.
oh yeah, the pencil fish.
They were
Yes.
small. Yeah,
You
yeah,
had like,
yeah.
what
Never
else?
got hit.
I know you had some tetras in there, and you had the pencil fish, and what else did you have
A
in there
bit.
that I was?
I don't remember what all was in there. It's a
You had a
lot.
lot of stuff in there. Yeah, you had a lot of stuff in there.
Never had licorice in it. That or um or any of the gouramis from Borneo.
Oh yeah.
That would have been fun to do. I think they were not available.
Oh, let's see here. I'm trying to drop your links for if you guys want to join the channel as a member and help Father Fish. And of course, I'll drop his PayPal link for any kind of support you guys want to give or super chats. We sure appreciate it. Thank you all. We got to keep this going. Father Fish has got too much good stuff to share with us. Let's see here. Let's see. The Aquatic Morning Show came in. Hello, Jess.
Jesse,
Yes.
she's
Who else?
doing such a good job with that.
Oh my
So,
gosh, hasn't she though? It really is a great show.
and it's a labor of love, I'll tell you. I mean,
Yeah.
I did it for a year. You know,
Yes.
every day, 7 days a week.
I helped for a while, so yes, I remember.
You were right there with me.
And we did it twice a day. Most days it was a lot. It was a
Yeah.
lot going on, but that was probably one of the most amazing and best times of my life. That's when I met everybody. I started learning so much from Father
Yeah.
Fish, and I'd love to get that back again, but you know, life has changed a little bit since then. So, but
Like
we
a
did
lot
have a good time.
licorice gouramis. Who told me the other day, yesterday, that they've just got a half a
Licorice
dozen?
Grammys. I remember that. You talked about on the live stream last night. I do remember somebody
Yeah.
saying that. Who was that? Oh, and Corey has come in, Corey Miller,
Hey, Corey,
and
you.
one I can't say your name, Gutierrez.
I'm
Stay
good
safe.
already. Yeah.
Yes. Hello. You guys, whoever's in the path of that storm, y'all just take care. That's the main thing. Oh, the Aquatic Morning Show. It is a job, but I live for you guys, and if you want me, I will keep on keeping on. Exactly, Jess. You know we love you. And Michael Long, hey Michael Long.
I've been thinking about this, the very issue you're raising. And it strikes me what we could do is we could do a thematic, a, like a thematic stream.
Okay.
Like, for example, once a week, have a live stream that would be committed solely to deep substrate.
Yes.
That's kind of what I'm doing anyway. But
Right.
do it as a deep substrate live stream and open it up the way that Tennessee Mafia does. To
Yes.
have a half a dozen people on the stream who are discussing those issues with the chat and with each other. I think
Yeah.
doing that kind of thing, having topical streams that would be the same topic week after week, where you could really go in depth on some of these issues. I think that's one way that that we could change. We could get back to that sense of the value of what we're doing.
Exactly. I agree because what you've been teaching over the years is a really simple way to keep aquariums, and it is the deep substrate. And even though we have a lot of people here, there's still a lot of people out there that haven't even tried this system, just really dove into it and gave it a try. So I hope that everybody out there in the whole world figures out this system. Let's
Melted
see
butter.
what.
That join
Yeah,
section is faster than waiting for his book. Yeah, you're gonna have a wait on your hands. You want to get a book out of me. I don't think I've got it in me to do it,
good
frankly.
job, Melted Butter. Melted Butter said, just saw the join section. Yes, if you click onto Father Fish's, like onto his channel, there'll be a little thing that says join. If you hit that, you can join the channel. And you can also do it through Patreon.
That's right.
And hello, Paul McCarthy. Paul's here too.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing. I really need to be doing things on Patreon. That'll be specifically for Patreon
Right.
patrons.
I know you're so busy though. It is hard, but you know what? The way I look at it, anytime I can join Patreon or
I'm just tired.
yeah. But if you could join, like me, I like give a couple dollars a month to Patreon or try to join channels for the membership. And it's not to get something back from you. It's just to support what you're teaching us. Just like, it's a thank you, in my opinion. Let
Yeah,
me see if
sorry
I
about
can.
that. It's incredible having a hurricane. That's like having a hurricane in the North Pole. It's
Yeah.
insane. Hey, Danica, nice to see you.
Kenny E. Hey, love. That's my favorite of all favorite folks. I love everybody. But Kenny, you're just the best. He's such a mess.
Amen.
And what a fish keeper he is.
Oh, I guess. He's got one of the nicest collections
He
of
does.
anybody. He really does. Just absolutely remarkable collection of fish.
Wow. If y'all haven't checked out Kenny's or Danikin Aquatics and seen his fish house, it is like Bob Fish said, it is incredible.
It really is amazing. Paul McCarthy. Hey, Paul. Mark Sterlson. Hi, Mark. Anyway,
Always good to see Mark.
we were talking about the pH. I just
Oh
wanted to
yeah.
say a little more about that. The difficulty, if you're going to maintain a specific pH, It takes a lot of discipline to do that. Now, there are some people in the fish farm who do it, and they do it effectively. It's not a simple thing to do. You can't simply throw a little powder in there whenever you do a water change and expect that it's going to remain the same. It won't. You're going to wind up, unless you're really careful about it, you'll wind up with vacillations that can create pH shock, particularly if you're trying to get it which way? If you're trying to get it down. If you take a fish, as an example, that's living in 7.5 to 8.0 water, take it out of the tank with a net and dump it in a tank that has 6.0 to 6.5 water, it will be dead in minutes. Its body will literally explode. The cell walls will expand to the point where they rupture because the osmotic pressure in that fish is equal to the osmotic pressure in the water it's living in. So if you take a fish that's living in water that is heavy and hard, that means there's a higher pressure on the cell wall of that fish, pushing it in. You put it suddenly and drastically in a low pH, and it does that. It's the osmotic pressure, the pressure inside that cell does not have a chance to release naturally. And it'll go whoop, and it will rupture, and it will die. Try it if you don't believe me. I've seen it happen. I've done it. And by God, I'll never do it again, not knowingly or wittingly. It's a painful thing.
Oh, let's see here. Silver Creek was saying, so would you prescribe botanicals to lower the water hardness or mix with the RO or rainwater?
Yeah, but botanicals are the easiest way because it's going to do it naturally. If you really want to get it down, yeah, I mean, here, let me back up a bit. If you're trying to raise and spawn licorice gouramis that require a pH of 5.0 or lower, then you've got to go through a whole different process. I would recommend, if that's what you're trying to do, that you talk to bioaquatics, because frankly, Andres Ryan owns bioaquatics. He's a very accessible guy. He's busy, working all the time. He's a one-man wonder. Runs a big farm by himself. He is the only labor on that farm. But he knows more about adjusting pH than anybody I've ever met.
He's incredible. He really is.
Just absolutely amazing. If, however, you're just trying to get it down into like the mid sixes, 6.5, 6.4, a little lower maybe, yeah, do it with humus, with humic material. That'll bring it down naturally. You can use rainwater. Rainwater has a pH of 7.0, but it has virtually no hardness. So it's easy to get it drop below that. The trick is the GH in the water, getting that general hardness down. And you can do that with RO water. You can do it with rainwater. Again, if you're going to do this, you need to be able to maintain it. And you're going to need a protocol to be able to do that. It's not going to maintain itself just by throwing some water in there every once in a while. You're going to need to monitor it routinely in order to know where you're at and in order not to change it once you get it where you want it. For example, if you've got it down to 6.2, 6.3, and you do a water change, a 25% water change with RO water or with rainwater, that's going to push it up to 6.5. And it could push it higher. So you're going to get vacillation in it. You want to avoid that, which means you need to treat the water that you're putting into the tank before you put it in order to make sure that it is at the same level as the water in the tank.
Let's see. Melted Butter said using uric acid to soften water, 1 to 2 capfuls in a 30-gallon tub for 3 to 4 days lowers it, but
well, but it's not going to keep it lowered is the problem.
Okay.
Because you'll continue, it'll drop it, but there's nothing in there to keep it down. In other words, muriatic acid is not reducing the general hardness. All it's doing is adding acid. I mean, you can do that. You can do that with a lot of things. You can do it with vinegar, but it's not going to keep it down. So you're going to get these blips where it's going to go like this. You can't do it simply by throwing some kind of chemical in the water.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to keep it at that level. And if you're going to have to continue to dose, then you're fighting a battle you really don't want to be fighting. That's why most people don't get into it, because you're asking the water to do something that it's frankly incapable of doing, which is to change its basic nature. If you want to get low pH, you've got to get the hardness out of the water to make it happen. That means rainwater or RO water.
Yeah, that's what Silver Creek. That's what Silver Creek just said. Rain, but if it helps, rain, water, and botanicals. I've got plenty. There you go. There's first class fish.
Chemicals won't do it.
Let's see. We've got first class fish, and Lori has come in. Monster Fish Gal.
Here.
Let's see. Fanatical's got a medical dressing emergency with their mother-in-law, so glad you got that taken care of. First class fish. I thought there was another.
Oh my word.
Father fish, or another question.
Oh my word.
Yeah.
Mark Sterlson. Hello, Mark. First class was in last night. And he's got some really creative stuff going on. He's somebody else that's going to be moving soon, so he's not set up the way he would like to be. You know, Corey, that's kind of the issue. Yeah, you're stuck with what you got.
Yeah.
And if you simply accept that, accept the water you've got, accept the conditions you've got, and help those fish to thrive in that, your fish will learn to live in your water. So long as your water is rich and alive, they'll be able to get comfortable with it. The difficulty is if you start throwing chemicals in the water. I did a video, I just put it up today.
Oh, yeah.
I think I did, or it'll go up. tomorrow. We got some new ones. Toxins. The whole every chemical that you put in the water, you need to understand that it is a toxin. It is there for the purpose of killing something. Here's 3G. Let's see
Oh,
what
there's Greg.
Hello, hello. How are y'all today?
good, great. How are you?
Wonderful.
What
Greg,
you got?
I remembered what I forgot to say on Jimmy P's today. I was about to talk about you, and I got totally sidetracked.
Oh goodness. Yeah, this is the only deep substrate in there. Father fish is in the pot with the Amazon swords because the severums and the frontoses kind of root around in the gravel too much.
Yeah, you can't get away with gravel.
Yeah, I have dirt in there and then sand over the top of that and then big rocks over the top of that they can't get out of there.
So what are you saying?
In the flower pot.
He said,
Oh,
yeah,
right.
The flower pots have dirt in the bottom of them.
Yeah, I got it.
yeah, the deep substrate. All right.
Yeah.
That
This
works with real diggers. Goldfish.
Yeah.
Are
And
good people. Yeah,
the severums are big plant eaters,
yeah.
and they bite at the swords, but they don't really eat them too much, so they can kind of stay in there.
Yeah, I'll tell you what the secret is with Central American plant eaters, to have at least in a tank that size half a dozen plants. They will work on one of the plants, and they'll leave the others alone. They won't graze on all of them.
Right.
Mainly because they're looking for new growth because it's tender.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
I put some jungle val in there.
Yeah, and that works pretty well. That means you're replacing one plant a month or so. But it allows you to have a lot of plants in the tank with plant eaters. I've done that with waru, which are a notorious.
Oh, yeah.
And chocolate gourami, chocolate cichlids. And what I have not succeeded in doing it with is silver dollars. I mean, or paku, for that matter. Yeah, paku and silver dollars. They're
Right.
just, they're the ultimate vegetarian.
Bad silver dollar. Remember Cassie's song?
Well, Mary Paige, I was talking to her earlier, and I told her that I was doing a redo on this one, and she said I had to come up and show it.
Yes.
Good, yeah.
So it's not necessarily deep substrate. It does have some, but
yeah, you've incorporated it.
dang do cichlid tank.
Right.
Oh, I know.
you.
Well, that's it. You're right. Big cichlids are a problem.
Right.
I think you've got a great idea there.
Yeah, it's kind of
right
like
track, you know.
kind of the only way to do it, really, with those guys.
But
There's seven.
Yeah. No,
There's seven frontosa in there and 3 severums, Agassiz cories, a couple of Burchardi that hide all the time. It's not, for 125 gallon, it's not overly stocked, I don't think.
No, it looks, yeah. And they won't bother the cories. I mean, none of these fish will like any kind of cichlids will be. Okay. I'm learning about cichlids. So
these are like 3 knuckles, you know.
Oh, okay.
Really? Big cories.
Yeah, they're big cories. Oh, wow.
Thank you, 3G. Appreciate it.
Thank you, 3G.
Yes,
and I was so embarrassed earlier because I started talking about Greg and what he was doing, and I just completely went off the rails and went somewhere else on Jimmy P's. And then it was later on, I was like, I was talking about something I forgot. It just left me, and that's what it was supposed to be, was him setting up this tank. So thanks for sharing it. That's awesome.
I'll move on if y'all got some other topics. If not, I can show a couple more tanks if y'all want.
Yeah, I got something I want to follow up with first class fish.
Great.
Yeah, did you see that? Okay.
Yeah. I'll catch up with y'all next time. Love y'all both.
Love you, 3G. You did great. Fanaticals.
Named after the algae, after all.
Oh, these dogs.
You're under the substrate. Curious. It could simply be worms. But what you were looking at was definitely it was definitely algae. What we were looking at last night. The squiggly line, I think, is something else that was strange. Is my arm better? No, but we got a handle on it. I'm on antibiotics now, so I'm hoping that that's gonna stop the infection. I went to the walk-in clinic this morning, and he said it's definitely infected. Um, so we'll just stay on the antibiotics for a few days at least and see if it's gonna turn it around. It's not hurting. It's not so bad that it's painful. So I'm thankful for that.
That's the main thing. Is like it aching because sometimes stuff like that will ache. Like especially when you try to go to sleep at night, it'll just drive you crazy.
Yeah, I'm not at that level, thankfully.
See,
Fanatical. What is he talking about? Doesn't believe what?
what is it now?
Rocks
Oh,
of
he was talking about me getting sidetracked on Jimmy P's, like going through a brain fart moment. You know me. Let's see. Corey Miller, my comic goldfish need to go for the love of my plants. Well, yeah, they're going to love plants. They really do. Comet.
Post that issue on Discord, please. That'll give us a chance to really take a hard look at it. We can blow that up and be able to have a couple of different people looking at the issue.
Oh, these dogs. Sorry, guys. I might have to go back here and get them under control. They're so bad. They're so bad.
Oh.
That's right, First Class Fish says, we'll get to the bottom of it, Father Fish. Exactly. You've come to the right place for help. Let's see. Oh, let's see. What did First Class... Oh, it says he's determined to figure it out. I'm going to get better pictures and such. And that's great for, like Father Fish says on Discord, too. That's great, things to ask the people and everybody there. Y'all can have good, deep conversations on things and show different things. Let me post the Discord link. And then I'm going to go back here and spank some dogs. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to spank them. Oh, they're so bad. Let's see. Here's the Discord. That's something I really kind of get mad at myself at, that I just don't have the time to get on Discord with you, Father Fish. You have set up such a amazing place for everybody to come and chat and learn. And I just haven't had time. Let's see if I can put it in here.
I got it.
Okay. And there it is. I found it just then. Oh, I haven't seen EJ yet. So let's see. Yeah, you don't do the Discord, Corey. Yeah, you definitely need to check it out. It'll have an invite and you accept it and they accept you in. I'm not sure how Father Fish can explain it better than I can. Yes, I hear you.
Cats and dogs.
Oh, let's see here. HB, my pops had a gold severum for several months this year. Then one day I didn't check on him and he had jumped out. I noticed he was missing, but it was too late. He was dried up and I cried. Oh, yeah, I know, HB. That's heartbreaking.
Well, she's obviously tied up.
Oh, did you try to call her?
Yeah, and she's calling back now. Hi there.
Johan.
Hey, hello?
Yeah, you want to try to come up?
I can't. I'm
Okay.
I put out fires. I'm sorry.
Okay. It's all right. I'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
Bye. Putting out fires.
What's she doing? Just busy?
Lord knows, yeah. She's a busy girl.
Yeah.
She got 2 young teenagers and a husband who she loves dearly, and just really makes an effort to cater to him. And she just naturally caters to her children. She's a real servant, has a servant's heart.
Yeah. It makes it tough when you've got the family around you. That's like here, I got 7 grandbabies and husband and all these animals, and all I want to do is keep fish. I just want to enjoy what I'm doing, but it's hard. First class fish. Yeah, I love to see people's takes on Discord. Absolutely first class fish.
Yeah, Corey, do please do that. I'm real interested in that bubble wall you've got.
I will be right back. Let me see if I can shut these guys down. So you're welcome, HP. I'll be right back.
No, I know. I had the same thing happen with some of the darters I brought back from the creek in Virginia. I found 2 or 3 of them on the rug, dried out. I think I had about 13. I'm down to 5 or 6. But they're doing well, so 5 or 6 is enough. And I've been able to sex them. I've got 3 or 4 males and 3 or 4 females, so pretty evenly divided. So I'm hoping maybe this spring we'll start seeing babies.
I didn't know if you saw Isabella just came in. Hello, Isabella.
Hi, Isabella. Sure enough, Sarko is leaving us. Just say you, Sarko.
Oh, Sarko.
Here.
Thanks for joining us.
Hello, Isabella. I tried to get Isabella to come up.
Oh, I wish she would.
I know. She's very shy.
Sorry about the dogs, guys. They're always barking in the background.
Some of my most rewarding experiences breeding fish. That's a really good question. I think probably I determined at one point, there are a couple of them come to mind, learning how to breed German blue rams and to raise the babies. That was an effort because that meant putting a whole bunch of steps together in the right format in order to make it happen. That took a while, but was very gratifying when I was able to do it routinely. I did the same thing with bettas at one point. I had a male betta that spawned with 2 females. And I wound up with about 400 babies. And I determined to raise them all. And I did
That's my dream.
Once they hit about half an inch, I put them in tackle box trays with all the dividers.
Oh yeah, the little sections in it.
Yeah, and then I drilled holes in the lid, so all I had to do was flip it upside down to drain it, and then put it in water to refill it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I was feeding beef heart, which is really tricky to feed because you're putting a tiny amount of beef heart in a tiny little section of water. So it fouls very easily. You can't put more in than they can eat or it kills them.
Right. Very fine.
I wound up raising to market size 200 of them. And I sold them to a wholesaler, the whole 200. So that was kind of remarkable that I was able
That's something. I want to try that. So, that's something I want to do. I really would love to, because I've got some really nice bettas. I've got some imported bettas. I've got the giant bettas, and I would love to do them and then at least be able to, with knowing Father Fish, at least I've got somebody who I could share them with that could help me get them out there. But I just haven't taken on I need to learn more about, or not learn, but I need to start cultivating some live food, like what you're saying. And I need to find the room in here to have like 300 jars so I can raise them. But it's coming. I'm going to do it one day.
Well, you can keep them together until they're virtually full grown.
True. Yes, right.
And that works pretty well, actually. EJ, I think, is really broken through the issue of live culture. She's figured out a way to do live culture and maintain cultures of food, everything from green water all the way up to Daphnia, blackworm, and scuds.
Yeah. And that's the key.
Yeah, doing remarkably well with it. As a result, also microworm. She's doing vinegar eels, which she finds easier to handle than microworm, which I find really interesting. Yeah, because all she does is pour the water through a silk handkerchief, which is fine enough to be able to filter out the worms, and then dump them in the tank.
Oh, yeah.
So, it works really well. She doesn't go through all the who struck John about trying to get them up through cotton into fresh water and that. Daphne stinks to raise indoors. Not true at all. There is no odor at all. If you've got a stinky Daphne culture, it's probably not healthy.
Oh, sorry. That was my fault. Sorry. First class fish said about the yellow one. I'm sorry, I'm echoing.
It's okay. He is pretty cool. Black and white. It's blue.
He's got blue and yellow. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'll not talk. I'll just show you the picture.
Yeah. That's nice. Pretty fish.
He's so handsome. And this is my wild caught betta that Aquafunk sent me. He'll come out. See him right there.
Nice. Anyway, first class, if the culture stinks, then it is foul. And it's not going to support life. It's going to burn out the oxygen. So there should not be any odor at all in the Daphnia culture. You want to keep green water. Don't feed anything dead. Don't feed yeast or even spirulina powder. Feed live green water. And you won't get an odor, and they'll do just fine.
I was trying to find my blue jelly shrimp while you were talking. Look at that beautiful mom.
Pretty fish, pretty guppies.
I got those from the Triple Crown.
Nice.
But I wanted to see if I could find the blue jellies you gave me, and they're all hiding right now.
Johan is talking about the large microworm culture. Yeah, it's an amazing system. It does not foul. If you set up a microworm culture that's a minimum of 4 inches deep, I use rice. I just go to the local Chinese restaurant and I buy a quart of rice and put a culture, put some yeast on top of it, and then a culture of starter culture. It works really well.